Good morning. Today, we're going to do something a little bit different for Monday's lesson. I want to go over daily editing with you guys because a lot of you that are virtual are not really taking your time on that. So I want to go over what our mistakes are, okay? So this should give you the answers to where you will get 100% on this today. So I have, why did that boy stop to see Coach Harris yesterday? I have 3 mistakes here. I will tell you, 2 of them are capitalization, 1 is punctuation. So take a second and try to find those 3 mistakes. 2 capitalization, 1 punctuation. The first mistake I see is that this B should be a lowercase b, right? Okay. Another capitalization mistake that I see is this C in Coach Harris, that's his name, it should be capitalized. And finally, my punctuation. Is this the right punctuation? No. My punctuation here should be a question mark. Okay. Now, my last direction says identify the verb tense. Why did that boy stop to see Coach Harris yesterday? Did that happen in the past, the present, or the future? I want you to ask yourself. That's a multiple choice. I'm not going to give you the answer on that one, but think, did it happen yesterday, today, or will it happen did it happen yesterday? Is it happening right now, or will it happen in the future? There's a big clue word in there for you guys, okay? All right, the next thing we need to go over is the fact that we do have a spelling test on Friday. This week, our words are long U words. I want to go over what our words are this week, so I'll go through over this list for you. Also on Buzz, there is a spelling folder that gives you this list, and it gives you the practice activities, and it gives you a link to Spelling City where there will be more practice activities. Please, please, please make sure you are studying for your test on Friday. So our long U words, remember long U means that U says its name, okay? If it's a long vowel, it says that ooh, ooh, ooh sound, okay? Mutiny, mutiny, okay? Truthful, assume, tissue, mute, unite, salute, numerator. Yeah, that's right, we're using math words in ELA this week. Junior, graduation, ambulance, distributed, educate, vacuum, regular, fluidly, unique, humor, particular, conclusion. Okay, those are our words. You will be tested over 10 of them. No, I'm not going to tell you what 10 either. So please make sure you are studying before Friday. Now let's do a quick lesson on our long U sounds, okay? So we're just going to do a quick lesson with some sorting, okay? I already pronounced the words for you, okay? If you wanted to go through that part of the video that I just did and repeat them, that would be awesome, okay? If there's any words that you don't understand, please just send me an email and I will make sure to explain that. Right. There are several patterns that spell that oo or u sound, okay? So these are going to be the words that make that oo, u, or the u sound, okay? They are called the long U vowel sounds, all right? So oo as in food, we'll do that. EW, chew. O as in who, okay, so there's a lot of these. OE as in shoe, see how it makes that sound. UI as in fluidly, UE as in tissue, okay, U, and then we leave a space for a consonant with an E, like salute, okay, and then again, U, we leave a space for consonant, mute, that would be like the same, okay. U at the beginning of unite, okay? U is a single syllable, like an educate, okay? So there's a lot of patterns that definitely make this sound, okay? So pay attention to that. So which of these words can we sort into that oo sound? Does truthful go in there? Truthful? Does assume? Salute? Numerator? Fluidly, conclusion. These are all going to be our long U sounds, okay? Same with graduation, educate, regular, particular, unite, unique, and that is it, okay? So guys, really pay attention to those. Make sure you are studying before our test on Friday. All right, and then our final thing for today is going to be we are working on our spooky narrative. If you did not start that on Friday, you definitely want to get logged in, and I want you to definitely start typing that. Today, our goal is to be done with our draft, okay? Starting tomorrow, we're going to start adding to our draft and making sure we have all the necessary parts of our story, okay? So today, we're going to do a couple of things where I just want you to remind you of some things, and then I will let you work. Okay, so you're going to spend the majority of the time today typing your essay. Hey, quick note, fonts. Please don't change the font and make it anything crazy, crazy colors. It should stay black and white. I'd like it Times New Roman or something similar. Don't make it like a size 16 font. Make it 12 or 14. Nothing larger, please, okay? I'll probably change them all back to 12 point Times New Roman, so please don't get crazy with that. But let's just go through a couple things that I want you to remember. Now that you're drafting, did your story feel like it's missing something? Does it feel complete, or are you like, wait a second, I'm missing something. This is not as good as the books that I read, okay? So one thing that I want you to remember is that first sentence should be a hook. And remember, the hook should never be, hi, my name is, okay? That's going to drive me crazy, and you know it. Don't just tell me what you're going to write about. Just write it, okay? The 3 types of hooks that are really great for narrative writing are going to be onomatopoeia, dialogue, and setting. If you have a question about your hook and whether or not it's really awesome or if it's not, please send me an email and I will look it over. I plan on looking over all of your guys' writing between today and Wednesday. But if you have a question about a hook, please just shoot me an email, okay? Remember, your story should be following that plot structure. You should have an exposition. You should have the rising action, the climax, the falling action, and the resolution, okay? In your exposition, don't forget that we're going to meet our characters, our setting, and our main conflict, and we're going to talk about that today, okay? So, in your exposition, this should normally fall within that first paragraph, okay? You should spend that whole first paragraph kind of building up your story and telling us and kind of introducing us to everything, what's going to happen. So, for example, have you introduced your characters yet in that first exposition? Now, I have 2 examples here. I have my characters are Ella, her father, her stepmother, and her stepbrother. Or Ella loved living with her dad and stepmother if it wouldn't have been for her evil, no good stepbrother. See how one of those is much better, okay? You're not doing the game show host thing to me, okay, and saying, these are my characters. Find a more creative way to say it, okay, because that's boring. Next, have you described the setting of your story? Again, I have 2 examples here. It was the night after Halloween, and kids all over Greenville were recovering from their sugar-filled meals from the night before, except for the Smith kids, who were up to no good as usual. Okay, that tells me when and where my story takes place. Or I could just do it the boring way and say, my story takes place in a forest the day after Halloween. See how this one is more descriptive, okay? So remember, that one's boring. Make it a little bit more interesting. And finally, make sure your story has a conflict. I can't tell you how many times I have looked over these stories and people just don't have any conflict. Conflict is what makes our story interesting. So I want you to think, what is your main conflict? Make sure you're introducing it in that first paragraph, okay, guys? So is it character versus character? So 2 characters kind of butting heads, okay? Is it character versus self? Your character's going to have to make a difficult decision, okay? Is it character versus nature? So is there some kind of natural disaster, or is an animal or a sickness affecting your main character? Or is it character versus society, or laws being broken or challenged, okay? So make sure you have a conflict in your story. I don't want to hear you say, my main conflict is character versus character. No, just make sure you have 2 characters that are butting heads, okay? Again, your goal today is to get pretty close to finishing your story, okay? It doesn't have to be perfect. We will add to it all week. It is not due today. A lot of you guys worked on it all weekend. You did not have to do that. If you watched my video from Friday, you would know it's not going to be due until later this week, if not next week, okay? So please, please, please make sure you are watching these videos, all right? Continue working on that narrative. It doesn't have to be completely done today, but kind of get close, okay? All right, go ahead and get to work.